What's up, YouTube? I'm Chris, and today I will be rebuilding the top end of this 2001 Yamaha WaveRunner XL800. Stick with me and I'll show you the process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull both plugs and I'm going to compression test it real quick. I'm actually pretty sure this rear cylinder is low on compression, but I'm just going to verify that myself. So it's pretty easy to pull the plugs on these, and I highly recommend keeping a spare with you out on the lake because long no wake zones definitely like to foul these plugs out. And they're obviously super easy to replace on this. So I'm gonna get these pulled out. I'm gonna throw the compression tester on here and I will show you the results. Both plugs look pretty decent. I'll go ahead and get the compression tester thrown on there and we'll see what these cylinders are reading. Okay, the rear cylinder is reading 120. Okay, the front cylinder is reading about 40 PSI. So it is actually the front cylinder that is low on compression on this engine. So we'll go ahead and start tearing it down. One of the first things you have to do to this jet ski on anything related to the engine is taking off the exhaust. I personally think it's one of the hardest tasks of this entire job. It's this large black manifold you see here. There are a lot of bolts on it that you cannot see, so you can only remove them by feel. And there are also several rubber boots that you're gonna have to deal with. Rubber boots are never easy, and this machine is nearly 20 years old, which makes it that much harder. I highly suggest inspecting all of those boots while you have them off to make sure there are no rips or tears in them, because that could lead to either A, your engine locking up, hydro locking, or B, you could actually sink your jet ski, as this is a water jacketed exhaust, and if it had a leak, it would leak into the hull. Now that the exhaust is out of the way, the next step here is to remove the head. There are numbers stamped on the head. You want to take these bolts out slowly, so you probably want to loosen them about half a turn at a time until they're mostly loosened and you can take them all out. So I'll go ahead and do that. One thing I want to point out is I accidentally removed number 12 and 11 on the head bolts. These are part of the exhaust mounting point. Instead of taking those bolts off, there is a bolt on the back side you can take off to remove the exhaust from that bracket. Okay, I've removed the head from the engine, and there's a very clear failure point here on this front cylinder. As you can see, that pattern there of carbon buildup shows that the head gasket has failed in that area. And here is the head in that area you can see. And I know exactly what caused this. This could have been prevented. This jet ski had a new starter put on it, I believe at the beginning of last season. And the exhaust has to be removed during that job. And the two front head bolts were removed at that time, and they were not retorqued to spec. So that's what caused this failure. There is some slight damage to the crown of the piston, so we'll be replacing that. And the cylinder feels okay, so I think we can get away with a hone. So I'll go ahead and order the parts for this, get it put back together, and I think it'll be ready for the water. Alright guys, that's going to be a wrap for this video. I will make a follow-up when all the parts come in on putting this back together and seeing how it runs. If you could, please like and subscribe. I appreciate you watching.